Hello, and welcome to Traditional Stitches FlossTube. I'm Janice Spencer, the owner of Traditional Stitches, and with me today is my very special guest, Jeannette Douglas. Welcome, Jeannette.
Hi, Janice. Good to have you here in my office.
Yes, well, it's such a beautiful backdrop for filming the video.
Thank you.
So we are here for our special edition video to talk about our newest limited edition Traditional Stitches exclusive design by none other than Jeannette Douglas. So we're going to talk about the exclusive and show it off, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the upcoming Nashville Needlework Market with a few little sneak peeks of Jeannette's designs, and then some plans that we've got for the next little while. So we've been waiting a long time to share this project with you. It has been in the making for 4 years.
I think so.
So
yeah.
This was one of the first things that we talked about when Traditional Stitches was planning its 20th anniversary. And for various reasons, including the pandemic, so both the increase in demand due to the pandemic, as well as the challenges of getting supplies. This project has gone through various versions and some interesting times and interesting challenges. And so anyways, we're very excited to be finally sharing it with you.
We reconfigured quite a few times, and so don't be expecting this huge thing because it will not be that, but we did have fun, and it's too bad we just had to change, and with that brought good things because now we have 4 of the same.
Yes. So in this chart back is going to be 4 designs, and they're totally different from anything that we've done before because these are smalls. They're not our usual samplers.
That's true. Yeah, that's good. But in sampler style, because we know Janice loves that.
Yes, well, suits us both. And we have so much fun working together that it was kind of okay that it extended itself.
So. It was great.
Yeah. So we're going to show them off to you.
All right. I'll grab them, Janice, and then you can show them. Okay. So probably a little explanation. I am very, very lucky designer to have a wonderful shop like Traditional Stitches in my city. And the Traditional Stitches has a nice big T and an S. And what can you build with a T and an S? But a really good tree and a snake. So I hope that you enjoy the little bit that we built around Janice's TS for Traditional Stitches. And that was sort of the basis that I built. The just little tiny sampler, really fun to stitch, I think. I did it on 40 count. Janice did it on 32. And then, because of supply issues, I ended up making then a drum on 36, and then we have a little pin roll. I kind of forget what I called it now, but when you see it, you'll know. And it's got also 40 count with a nice little nun-stitched edge. So if you do find a spool, you could put it around a spool. So just some really fun options for you. So I'm going to give them to Janice and she can say what they are.
Alrighty. I'm not sure what order we came up with these in, but you'll notice that they all have the 2000 to 2020 year on them, as well as the number 20 for our 20th anniversary, which was 2 years ago. So Jeannette has kindly included some numerical charts so that you can change it to the year that you stitch it or a year that's significant to you. You could put your personal anniversary dates in there, anything you like to personalize it. So here is the TNS that Jeannette was talking about for Traditional Stitches, and what else goes with a T and an S than Adam and Eve, so they're included on there too, and beautiful floral motifs. This longer pin cushion is finished with chenille trim and velveteen from Lady Dot Creates, and we will have that available to add to your package.
Yes, awesome. And this is the drum. So you can see the expanded designing on that. I ended up then wanting to make it a bit taller. So all the same items that Janice talked about, except I added a top and a bottom border just to give it a nice little bit of height. So it has all the, like Janice said, the chenille trim and the velveteen top and bottom, same color as the pin cushion. And this was on the 36 count. And on this one, I think this one, I took the dates off and I put little flower pots at the top. So if you don't want anything with a date and just to celebrate Janice's shop or in your own way, you can add the little pots.
Lots of interchangeable elements that way.
Yes, yes, we changed as time went on.
And these are just pins from Jeanette's personal collection,
Yes.
but you can put whatever you like into the top to embellish it and keep it close to your stitching nest.
That so the large pin cushion was 32 count, and the drum was 36, and these last two pieces were on 40 count. And then I guess we should talk about the interchangeable TS. One TS is done over one, which is that one, and one TS is done over two. So you can take your choice as to which one will work for you.
That's just so sweet. And this is finished with hand-dyed silk ribbon from the thread gatherer and more velveteen on the back. And the silk ribbon is just tacked into the edge with beads.
And the 40 count, the last little part is, well, we had wanted to put it on a spool. And when we spoke with the wood guy, he was going through some health issues, and he just said, I can't build as many as you would like. So we came up with, it's the same design that you would do in the spool, like I did with Stitch Spool. So you have the little button and ribbon tied to wrap it around this roll. And that way you now have really 4 options, and the chart actually has a 5th option. So you will have lots of decisions to make.
So these are primarily cross stitch over 2, with the one option for the cross stitch over 1 for the T and the S. And then these guys that Jeanette has had finished have a non-stitch edge on them, which is very easy to do, but a super effective way to finish. And instructions for doing that is included in the chart as well.
Yes. And the buttons, top and bottom, will be included. Did we have that little package of buttons and the ribbon, right?
Yeah, I'm going to put some close-up photos.
Okay.
And maybe even I'll record a little video of these. And so if you want to see more detail, that will be at the very end of the video. So just hang tight, and then you'll be able to see more information about them and the buttons that we're going to include and everything. So cool. That good. So the chart is going to come with the design for 5 versions of this design, with elements that you can intermix as you like. So full graphs and finishing instructions. It's also going to include the 2, not the same, but similar buttons to what's on the end of this, and 6 smaller buttons to set up your lacing if you choose to do this guy. It's going to include enough thread to do 2 of these. So whichever 2 you choose, there will be enough thread included to do it. And then if you decided that you love them and you want to do them all, we'll also have an optional thread pack that you can add to your order that has full skeins of everything that's called for. And so from a thread perspective, we've got DMC, and
Weeks and
Classic.
Colorworks.
Yeah, so a really nice assortment of solid and hand
Yeah,
dyed.
and I used for the nun stitch when I stitched it, I used the 40 count, the SWA 100 /3. So that will be included too. So you're going to be able to just really have fun with your options, I think. Yeah.
And so also on our website, we're going to offer your choice
Yeah.
of 32 count, 36 count, or 40 count cut of linen. Whatever you're comfortable stitching on, you can do, or more than one also if you want to do an assortment like we've got here. And the linen that we're going to kit with is Weigart's Vintage Country Mocha Color. Yep.
Which was used on the drum. So you can see how it is on the drum.
That's beautiful. Alrighty.
Okay.
That's so
nice.
exciting. I can't wait. So like I say, we've been working on this for a long time. So to see it finally come to not a conclusion, but so that we can share it with everybody.
Yeah, so we can share it.
Yeah, is very exciting for us.
Yeah.
So we've got it set up on our website now, where you can place pre-orders, and that link is in the text box below. And we're aiming to start shipping these towards the end of March. Some might even go out with our Nashville Market orders, but we'll start shipping by the end of March for sure. So that's our time frame. Alrighty, so that is a really good segue into what we're up to next, which is we are both deep in preparations for the Nashville Needlework Market. I'm going to let Jeanette have the spotlight here in a sec, but from a shop perspective, we're adding the previews to the website. We've got pages and pages of previews already, so that we can take advanced orders. So we're really, advanced orders make a huge difference on how we can tackle our list,
the shopping
at market.
Yeah.
And also lots of things are limited edition, and as a, for example, some of the Italian designers come all the way to set up at market, and they'll have special things like pin sets to accompany their designs. And so if we can pick those up for you at market, that really makes a big difference. So I've got a link below to our Nashville previews page, and your advance orders are, like I say, welcome and recommended. And if you were to see anything in social media that we hadn't listed yet, just send me an email and we'll do our darndest to pick it up for you at market.
And I promise to post next week.
Yes.
It's been a few weeks of printing, bagging, folding, that whole thing. And so hopefully by next week I can get on the other part, which is letting you all see. But I do have the models. So
Jeanette's going to show us a couple of sneak peeks of her Nashville Needlework Market releases and talk to us a little bit about the designs. She's not going to show them all, though, so you'll have to stay tuned to see them more. But
yeah.
Alrighty. So you've got a couple of samplers and then some sets of smalls, but
I'll show you a little corner of the sampler that is probably Janice and my favorite of the show. So this is a little corner.
Oh, that's so
is that
pretty.
Showing it? I'm not quite positive.
The colors are
the colors
acting.
seem
But I think it's
Does
just
that
the
help?
linen background. No, it just kind of washed it out, but that's okay. So these just have gorgeous, rich colors, jewel tony colors, which is exactly my thing. So without giving it all away, can you tell us a little bit about this design?
Well, you guys have certainly made the vintage series super popular, and it's been probably my favorite too. And maybe that shows in the designing, because you kind of, it's just a fun, it's been a fun series for me to do. So this is Vintage Flowers 2. Not super innovative with the naming of it, but it just kind of worked for it. And because I wanted vintage posies, but it didn't seem really posy-ish. So then I thought vintage flowers too would work.
Perfect. Well, we can't wait to see the whole design. All right, and so that's going to be one
One.
that lists the threads, right? You're not doing thread packs for that.
These
Sometimes you
are
do.
all, yeah, these are all done with hand-dyed cotton with the DMC conversion. I'm learning, people. I'm putting in DMC conversion.
It's been an interesting couple of
It
years from a thread
has,
perspective.
and I get it, and I mean I don't mind. And now I've made myself a spreadsheet, and I'm listing different companies, and then the colors, and then all the DMC conversions for, yeah, Gloriana. I'm just trying to, yeah, help y'all out to be able to stitch what we love, right?
All right, here's the next sampler.
All right. Oh, now to pick what corner to show.
I love this corner.
Okay. We'll show that corner. This is in the same series as, and again, let's see if we can get the light a bit better, eh? That there?
Yeah,
Not
it's
bad,
still
I
a little
guess.
bit golden kind of a
Yeah.
color, but that's okay.
This is light Christmas sampler that I did quite a few years ago, and it has it has the words for cross stitch in all the different languages, like Christmas had Merry Christmas in the different languages. So this has the same style, a cross stitch sampler feel, and yeah, so I hope you like that too.
Yeah, well, we can't wait. And then, like I said, there's a few sets of smalls, but you'll have to wait for
Yeah.
those to come out.
Yeah.
And so you were thinking like a good week ahead of when we leave for market, is
Yeah.
you'll put out your previews and
Yeah.
the shops will start sharing that, and
Yeah.
that's when we'll start sharing it on our website too.
Yeah. 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 This prep is a little always, and you know what? Having the 2 years off, like not having done it now for 2 years, you're like, oh,
How are you feeling?
this speed, like it is a different pace. And especially for me, I think, because I was used to a fairly hefty pace. As you know, I teach quite a bit, and a lot of that included quite a bit of travel. And so I was used to a fairly hefty pace. And now I'm like, oh, I got time, but I don't have time. So I am finding that a little bit challenging.
Well, as a shop owner, I learned a lot out of practice too. And we've got
Yeah.
some extra curveballs thrown at us because we're coming from outside of the States, flying from Canada.
Yeah.
So we've got some testing regulations that we need to fit into our schedules and our planning, both to go down and to come back up. And then as a shop that has to cross the border with 6 or more suitcases full of stuff
I ship mine.
on the way back, the customs paperwork and it's a little bit daunting, and I'm feeling very out of practice on that end of things. So
Yeah.
I'm going to have to
Yeah.
refresh all of my notes. And
Well, and for me, I mean, it's the same thing. It's just we have it on a different end. I have to do it going, and you have to do it coming back. And it's just, yeah, if you could see the rest of this office, this looks awesome, but the rest is just boxes everywhere. And, all those have to be shipped. So you can imagine the shipping details are, yeah, and shipping isn't quite what it was 2 years ago.
No, that's for sure. But we are both very much looking forward to getting to Nashville and
Absolutely.
seeing our people.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
getting back into the swing of things. So
Just, yeah, super miss the people. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. It's nice to have the contact, and especially, I know it goes both ways, designer and shop owner. That connection it's special, and you can, I think, as a shop owner, sell a piece better if you feel more connected to it. And I feel more connected to you know, making sure your orders are right for shop owners, you know, there is something to that, you know, it doesn't, it makes it special knowing the people behind, for sure.
Absolutely. So Nashville is going to be fun.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to
Yeah.
that. Our shop is still closed to in-store shopping, so we won't be having Nashville Market Days this year, but that does mean that we can focus on getting things in the mail and out the door as fast as we
Nice.
can. And we are, of course, doing curbside pickup, so that's always an option if you're local as well. The other thing that we've been doing in the shop is adding more items to our sale section and marking down some things that are there, just because we need the space for 6
Yeah.
suitcases plus
Yeah.
worth of stuff that we're going to be bringing
Yeah.
back from Nashville.
Yeah.
So I've linked the sale section below, so make sure you check that out. And then in a couple weeks, Rose and I will be meeting again to talk about getting ready for the 3rd month already of our Hands Across the Sea Esther Blackwood exclusive sampler, which I should have brought that because it's coming along beautifully.
Oh, good.
I
Yeah.
didn't.
Yeah. And
And
I'm stitching Ann Morrison. I'm plugging away at the eyelets. But I didn't do Blackwood. It's just I felt bad because Anne's sitting there calling me.
but if you've been a part of our traditional exclusives to date, then you know you want to add our new Jeannette Douglas set to your order as well.
Yes.
All right, and then what do things look like for you after Nashville? When are you?
It's a busy year.
Yeah.
Everything from 2020 and 21 have been pushed into 22. So it's going to be very busy. But I mean, I'm totally looking forward to it. And because you had to be prepped for 20 or 21, whatever month I was teaching in, the projects were done. So it is really now just the matter of getting them printed and Wilma to make my thread backs. And so it's probably Wilma who's maybe feeling more Wilma and Kathy because now it's, you know, because so those things were done, so I can just like for the Shepherd's Bush event that was supposed to be in 2020, we're doing it this year in 22, but I had the project done already, so that has alleviated some of that. I'm not designing and trying to travel, and so that's been nice. And yeah, and uh, I just want to take this opportunity to actually thank a lot of the stitchers for enjoying
Yes.
the little flower bouquet piece. Maybe I'll pull it and bring it up close and just to say thank you very much, everybody. I'm just so happy that you've enjoyed it and that you're stitching it. You've been awesome, and it's been really fun to see. I've enjoyed it very much. So thank you for embracing it and having lots of fun with it. And here's the just a little stand with some of them. I don't have them all, but here, whoops. Um, the smalls. So yeah, they're just really fun. So this, I believe, is the next one to come. And there's the Be Well one for April, which most of you have, but and you probably a lot of you have the spring one too, so you could jump ahead. But we'll have that all ready for you by just before I go to Nashville.
And Rose and I have talked about that project on our FlossTubes before because Rose, of course, is keeping really current on that.
She's so good.
Yeah,
She's
awesome.
so good.
So we'll have the link to Jeanette's website where you can go for those PDF downloads as they come available. And we thank you for your generosity in sharing that design with us.
No,
People
my pleasure.
really, really
My
enjoying
pleasure.
it. So,
good.
yeah.
I'm glad to hear it.
Great. Well,
I think
thank you very much for your
you're
time.
welcome.
And be sure to stay tuned for more photos at the end of this video of our special Jeannette Douglas Traditional Stitches exclusive smalls, some close-ups, and we'll look forward to your orders.
Thank you very much for having me, Janice. It was
Always a
great.
pleasure. We had so much fun. All
Yeah.
right. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.